you know, moved into a new environment, not quite ready for it, not quite comfortable, against top teams in the world, and kind of check out. So I think getting the practice, getting the feel of how it goes, a bit more competition, more international teams involved. Obviously, you've got regions like Asia and Oceania, like North America, who don't have as many opportunities to make it, right? You can obviously get very, very noticed in the EU scene, just sort of spamming the games out and whatnot. So it's cool to get a more fluid sort of system, makes a bit more sense, a bit more practice, and of course there's bigger and better prize pools dotted about, so that's going to help you as well, right, with development as a team and perhaps making this a viable career path as well if you're a player.
Money is nice, that is true. Don't think anyone's going to be arguing on that one. XFlat on the set of utility, and actually double P250s, one for Calyx and the other for XANTARES. Now, this is where things are going to get interesting for me, because they're not actually going towards long with the double P250, so unless they want to swing out towards banana, the long-range advantage that you generally get might not be fully utilized.
Contacting up bathrooms and banana here. It is a good point that you raised, but the P250 is still pretty deadly. Molotov at the back of Dice. It's arrozdoce up close and personal here with the USP, going to have to hold the line, and he does not find any success at all. Calyx takes his head clean off. That's the bomb plant coming in. Flank being held. XFloud is way ahead of you, and he will win his fight. 5-on-3, no kit. This is not very winnable, if you ask me.
Yeah. As they make their way forward, Udrix is able to catch out one. Dias with a second. His pistols have been consistent. Makes it two. And XFloud might be too far away. They're going for the defuse. Don't have the kit. That's the one chance he might have. Dias is just too damn good on those pistols. We saw him with the Deagle, and now we can see that replicated on the USB as well. Beautiful stuff from him.
Well, remind me to, I suppose, never buy a lottery ticket or whatever, because I'll probably just end up owing them money. I'm cool with being wrong, though. I think Eternal Fire in their heads maybe got the idea that they had done the hard work and it's not losable, and well, you saw what happened. They get the bomb plant, though. They are going to come back in with the force here and some pretty scary weapons, right? 2 AKs in the mix and a fair amount of utility, actually. So this is a pretty decent buy, all things considered. They will indeed be annoyed that the pistol goes south, but, you know, if you win this, I'd argue better than winning the pistol, to be honest. Crush that CT economy and find yourself a nice 3-1 scoreline. And even then, the buy that comes back in that 5th round is usually terrible for the CTN. So this could be a good opportunity for them. However, for the win, they recognize that, right? 4 rifles in play here, T-Time.
Yeah, that's a big difference. Does mean you have very little utility as a result of that, though. So flashes to counter out a rush are unlikely to actually be present. And if imoRR finds a single frag over here in the extremities, it's going to be really difficult. DS as well, playing from Divider, keeps an eye out. And with a minute left, that's when the call's been made. Grenade won't do much damage, but the flashes are good. Not quite so with the aim. arrozdoce only good for 1, but decent damage. And with that, follows up with a USB.
He does a little bit of damage onto him. However, he's got his homeboys to keep him protected. imoRR tries from short, doesn't happen. Now what? I don't think you want to save these weapons. At the same time, do you want to hand them away? You've already lost 1 AK. Only 30 seconds, so got to make a move soon. Molly comes towards short, but it's not sound enough. Just Calyx with the bomb. And a smoke and a flash and a molly.
Indeed. And 15 seconds, which is, you know, maybe not quite enough to do too much damage. Yeah. arrozdoce is low, maybe kills, but no, not even that. arrozdoce, despite a little bit of fumbling in the initial spray, does actually manage to collect 3 at the end of the day, regardless. So utility might not have been much, but with the flashbang lineup, and they're ready to go.
So, for the win, off to a pretty decent start here on the CT end of things, like mentioned. Perhaps could have been a bit easier for them, given a bit more time on that CT side. Let's say they win the pistol, perhaps, on Vertigo, and we might still be there. You never know. Obviously not the case, and now they have to put up their best defense on Overpass to extend the series and perhaps swing it back in their favor. Still a mighty challenge and still a mighty buffer required, I feel, on this here CT side. As you mentioned, a sort of 5-fragging team here for Eternal Fire. Definitely in this tournament, I think it's going to be the case. Again, individually, they outmatch an awful lot of the other teams that are here. So, yeah, as many rounds as possible built up on this CT side. So far, so good.
Now comes out the gun round, though. Now comes out the real test. Oh, wow, okay. Glass cannoning it as well. That's interesting. He doesn't even have a good spawn, so you're not even expecting him to maybe go out towards long quickly to get a quick sightline down. So I am very curious about this one. XFloud waits for his teammate to smoke off the molly. Nade is not finding anything.
Dunno, mate. Dunno. Glass cannon AWP seems a bit funky to me. XANTARES getting pushed. Oh, there's those speedy flicks, but he doesn't get it on the reface. That is a beautiful early opener for the win. Contact flash as well to maybe get a couple more if they were there, but not going to be the case. So Eternal Fire, I think, can be quite thankful that that play only goes so bad. However, AWP of Woxic, nearly there, not quite.
All right.
Are you okay? Story with the re-peek. And he will lose his life because of it. Maybe thinking it was, I don't know, maybe mishearing the AWP or something, but
Just
yeah, that's going to be a blunder.
Probably just not used to land the speed. You never re-peek into an AWP like that, unless it's online maybe. But even there, it's risky. Let's not make any mistakes about it. 38 seconds. Call from Eternal Fire is still strict. They're heading in towards the A site where Ujix is holding on for dear life. Molotov at his toes, and his teammates are falling around his feet as well. Ujix all alone, and Woxic hard scopes forward, but the aim punch is too much, and Ujix is as well. Keeps it all under control. Calyx with the flick, can't get to.
Well, for the win, giving them a much better run here on Overpass. Hopefully this continues for them, because it might just get interesting. Eternal Fire, no bomb plant, no money. So they will go down the middle. Should be a 5th for the win. That is a fantastic scoreline to start off with. 5-0 pretty quickly on the board. You know, it's a great look. I'm pretty impressed so far. Eternal Fire, though, still got time. Still got timeouts. Just double nade. Fair bit of damage onto XFloud. Not a bad start, but maybe a game plan you've given away ever so slightly early here. Meanwhile, banana control, at the very least, I suppose more mid-control coming in here for Eternal Fire. imoRR out at short, but no fight coming for the win. Are a little nervous.
I like the set play that they've gone for, actually. There's a little bit of a gap towards that left of the smoke, so in case you want to actually move out with the P2 with the Tech-9s, you're not going to be gray screen as long. I don't know if that's a misthrow or whether it's on purpose, because it was a very hasty lineup, but does give them full control. Diaz, however, doesn't really want to let them do anything with that control. Boost up behind the smoke. Diaz is gone. imoRR. Trade isn't going to be their stories. Grenade won't be catching too much beyond some basic damage, and Ujix has to be the one to come in once again, but this time only good for the first. Bomb can be planted. No grenade to stop it.
This is getting a little strange now, to be honest. A couple flashes to work with. I mean, the AWP on the retake as well is really not ideal for the win. Bomb planted in a perfect spot. These kills have to come thick, they have to come fast, and they have to come clean. They're all stacked on top of each other. Definitely doable with these low HP bars. First kill for Story. Woxic, though, will get the double ding. And there's the double swing. It's all down to Story. Not a lot of time. Just play the bombs, and XANTARES. He's been here many a time before. And Story might even go down to said bomb if he can't get away fast enough. All the same, Eternal Fire have got the round nonetheless. And there it goes. AWP out of this round. They will have the buy into the next, but still very quickly Eternal Fire can turn this around.
Give them the chance to reset the economy entirely when the AWP will be rebought. Already Eagle is too much. Indeed. Thank you, T-Time, for the past. I appreciate it. You gotta be a little bit introspective. Think about your past decisions and what you said before.
And it's nice to sort of see them firsthand as well.
Indeed. It's also sometimes not nice because everyone hates their own voice when it's recorded.
Yep.
That said, though, very fast out towards Fountain. imoRR does not want to be the A-side anchor. He wants to be the A-side aggressor, at least for this round.
What do you reckon? The change to the M4, are we going to continue seeing these types of spams? Will they hold off? Is it a big enough change? What are you thinking?
Well, I think they're going to stick to it, to be honest. It's just too good. The spams are just too good. It's a little bit more punishable, but yeah. That being said, Eagle finds 1 and 2. While he's at it, arrozdoce moving out towards the side, quickly eliminates Woxic, going for more. Calyx is dropped. And imoRR all alone, 1 on 4, nothing to do over here. So for the win, I've actually managed to get all the way up to 5. I'm feeling very silly about what I was saying earlier, that they're not going to get 10 rounds, because honestly, yeah, they look pretty close to it already.
Well, not sure if that's on my end or if T-Time's had a bit of a lag out. But yes, very insightful there, T-Time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's going on here in spawn? Eternal Fire. Trying to put something together. This is very sort of last minute. They'll get a couple AKs out. Not a full spend, but a nice split of the economy to have some kind of a threat. They will certainly be annoyed with themselves for not being able to string these CT rounds together. Now what? I mean, get the AKs together, contact flash or something. Like, you don't really have a lot of options. Down goes XANTARES, down goes Woxic, down goes imoRR. And down goes the bomb, more importantly. So just xFloud and Calyx. Very little damage done. Calyx trying to find the head, but it's not going to happen. And now just Mr. Floud on the other side of the map, hoping to grab, you know, a rotating player maybe, but the round itself not going to happen. For the win, we'll move up to 6, and they will move up to 6 flawlessly. Much more impressive stuff. CT side looking a bit more confident. Give it some time. Eternal Fire, first time out coming in. They realize that this is getting problematic. So, hopefully, this can be a turnaround for Eternal Fire. It's moved from the tactical back into the game itself. They, as I mentioned, you know, worked the economy in the previous round pretty cleanly. So they're still able to get a bye, but for the win, are starting to stack the rounds, and they're starting to stack them pretty solidly, right? This is a role reversal from map number 1. Eternal Fire, you know, I think their CT side again is going to be formidable. Don't get me wrong, but they need a buffer to work with.
That's for sure. I mean, you can't let For the Win get too far forward, and Story, well, that's not a great way to start things off over here. Immediately being eliminated out of arrozdoce as well, worse for wear, and xFloud actually will be traded out by DDias at the end of the day. imoRR unable to do it. DDias has been a bit of a monster inside the bathrooms as well. Really holding on for dear life.
Walking out, B-Monster. What else is new? arrozdoce, got to be careful here. Flash comes in. It's pretty obvious they'll catch him in transition. Cheeky stuff from Eternal Fire, but it looks to be paying off. 3 versus 2. B-bomb site completely clear. And this is a really hard retake. I don't know, if you don't find a kill here, I think you probably do have to move to save. Agile is late in. Oh, the smoke is dreadful, but they are aware. And they will deal. So now just DDias. He will have money to buy into the next. He finds the first here. Kit dropped around on site, I believe. Oh. However, will creep out and take his head clean off. Second round for Eternal Fire. It's definitely a struggle. Don't get me wrong, but they will get number 2. This time they need to find that consistency. They need to break the CT bank if they're to get back into the half.
I have to say, if Voxer keeps playing like this, where he's right here individually on point, reading into them, it should get a little bit easier, but you can't have those sloppy duels the way we had with XCloud. DDias being allowed to get 2 over there. I mean, part of that is just DDias is just playing really, really well, but also no one there to trade, and the next is a bit slow in the initial duel. All of these things come into play. It's not 2 1v1s, it's an extended 1v1 that turns into a 1v2 instead for XCloud.
Wow. They're really not wasting any time here either. You know what I mean? Another timeout taken. Respect has been restored, perhaps, for the win, giving them the runaround, and Eternal Fire are having none of it. So, solid buys on both sides of the equation. Probably one of the more even rounds that we've had for quite a while in terms of the purchases. Especially because both teams have opted to go for the AWP. So here we are. The highest level Counter-Strike maybe going to come with the highest level buy. Time will tell. Eternal Fire looking to get aggressive out towards Playground, but Woxic through the molly, eats a nade. See you in a bit, son. Nice double nade, however, on to for the win. Big unconfirmed damage here, and I would say UJ's actually very lucky to be alive. More. Oh, a couple opportunities at the catch there, but couldn't get it. Alex will volley him out. It's going to be difficult. Doesn't really reach though. imoRR with the flash. Know about this one. Neither does he. Just keeping DDias here though is perhaps part of the move, and that's what imoRR wanted. Walk into me, dude. Let me get the clean fight, and he does. Wins it, and now that HP, you know, makes all the difference.
XANTARES has to be able to find these 2 players walking in there. Remember. Well, that is some damage from the main. XANTARES has 2. No more DDias and no one here to keep a hold. XANTARES, that's the peak he's known for. Quick, wide swing, and arrozdoce will feel his might.
Story for the save then. Even that might be a challenge here. Tea time, walking away. But they are already on the hunt. They are already crunching him into the maze that is these lower CT stairs. He's got 1. I think they just want to keep the attention on themselves and hope that these B players can crunch from behind, but they're not really moving that fast, to be honest. Flash comes in, and he's blinded back.
Yeah.
So, unlucky. I mean, what do you do there, really, if you're Story? However, as a squad for the win, crumbling in that one, and now, of course, the money also falling away with it, turning to dust. These dollar bills are not very useful.
Yeah, inflation's really not been kind, has it? That being said, though, if you're getting XANTARES going in with entries like that, one weekend players or not, they're all headshots, there's nothing you can really do. So, on one end, yes, you can criticize, oh, spacing this, spacing that, but, you know, it's a good old Mike Tyson, which is, you've got a plan till you get punched in the face.
Yes, absolutely. Big nade incoming. Ah, robbed. Absolutely robbed. XCloud, you know, finds the spray instead of the nade kills. I think there was a team kill in there for good measure. Over quickly for the win. That's kind of how you want to do it with those rounds. Rip the band-aid off and move into, we say plaster, but either way, move into the rifle buy here and try and hold on to this lead.
Rip the plaster off?
Yeah.
You shouldn't
That's
rip
what
the
we call
plaster off. That's really...
band-aid is the, we call it a plaster.
Really? No plasters? No, you're confusing plaster and bandage. Band-aid is a different thing.
No, so like the little... You know, you got a cut.
You know, we're gonna hold the point because DDias right now is gonna move through, wreck a couple of people potentially. One is already guaranteed. It's just a question of the multi-kill.
And survival.
That's secondary. If you get a multi-kill, they're fine. Yeah, real kamikaze attack right there.
Oh, what is that timing, man? Oh, ridiculous. XCloud wins the fight. He's quickly traded, but I mean, it could have been an easy kill for DDias. But alas, 'tis not. But multi-frag comes in a sense, I guess. 4-on-3, it's an advantage for the win. That's what we're kind of getting at here. Eternal Fire as well. That exchange happens so deep in towards A, they have no map control at all. So they're a bit desperate, right? They're just going to run back towards B and try and make this work, I guess. It really is a challenge from here on.
35 seconds. They just need XANTARES to come through with another one of those rounds where he gets 1 million kills just on entry. Flashbang here to help him out, do just that. arrozdoce, smoke in his hand, chucks it out, trying to run away, will be given some safety, but it's going to be him guaranteeing the round potentially, eliminating XANTARES. The op on the other side doesn't actually notice Story. Woxing likely going to have his all be stolen from Story, and Kalak's last man alive sure can do some damage, but even that is not going to be much.
So, for the win, holding on to their lead, there was certainly a second there where Eternal Fire could have closed the gap. Not going to be the case. Eternal Fire still making a decent run of it on their T side, but, you know, for the win, proving to kind of everybody involved they can hold themselves together given the economy, given the stronger side at the moment, but all the same, some very respectable rounds in here. Eternal Fire, a couple of the rounds they've managed to pick up are those sort of lucky, individually based rounds that we talk about from time to time as being unreliable, as being possibly more on your opponents than on yourselves, at least as a team. So, consistency for Eternal Fire, not really been there. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a struggle on the T side, but not as dominating as perhaps expected.
Well, it is a little bit of a struggle, that's for sure. Have to wait to see whether or not they can pull out the next few rounds before the win. Dias has been a monster, man. I just have to keep on going back to that. Dias is the reason why they've got a chance in so many of these rounds, even in the previous one. The initial kill he's able to find and hold on to Fountain for that long is really impressive. And arrozdoce, this short, heavy style of anchoring is just playing beautifully for them.
Agil's going to overface into the orb, though. Seen that one a million times. Boost coming in here, but it's effective. XANTARES going to find the head. In fact, but there he is. arrozdoce drops the bomb. Short not being respected. XANTARES finding another, but this bomb is still in such a bad spot. Dias, can he find these kills? It's arrozdoce who goes down at short. The bomb back in the hands. Just about at the T side. And of course, a 7 HP Dias to find 2. It's only 2 headshots. How hard can it be? He's going to give them the bomb back. Or is he? Oh, nearly gets the timing, but walks round the corner instead of peeking it. And that will be his downfall. Eternal Fire finding 5.
I'm actually really curious about how Agile swings out over there, because it looked like arrozdoce was just in a fine position to deny the plant regardless. Maybe just trying to sell the fact that, hey, you've killed the guy on short, that's all that's needed, now you don't need to care about it anymore. But yeah, it's a risky business, and now USB's out over in the open to get 1 kill. I have to say, Dias continues to impress with his pistol. Seems to be that he's the one who's got most of the pistol kills on for the win so far.
Yeah, always nice to have a decent pistol player, I suppose. But yeah, I think we're getting to territory now as well for Eternal Fire, where, especially in the environment that they usually play in, the 6-7 round mark on the T side, I think they will certainly be happy with, right? And that is enough for them to work with going into the CT end, win that pistol, and the road to victory is quite short. So they're happy at the moment. A decent recovery from them for the win. Definitely had their number in the first 5 or 6 rounds, but since then they have recovered it back. A number of timeouts. It did take some effort, but they seem to have found themselves. Still not the most dominant. So we'll see. Nice pick up from you, Jerks. Whoa. Nearly traded by the AWP. Not going to be the case. 5 on 4. imoRR, meanwhile, fast out long. They're really not ready for it. Nearly gets 2 there. Not going to happen for him, and they actually double peek in. Great little play. Dias left on 1.
Call should have been going out that there are 2 players who are likely low on this A side. Dias is getting aggressive. I love this. Use that 1 HP perfectly. Go get in their faces. Go get some information. That's exactly what he'll be doing. Has to be careful with XFlat being smoked off. He can't really push in. XFlat could be facing around just to check the back lines. And well, that seems to be what he's going for over here. Diaz, one spam away from death, and he won't be checked. Diaz! Oh my. That's how the brave are rewarded. The crossfire on the site, too much for XANTARES to deal with as well. And with that, Woxic's all alone. 8th round secured for the win.
Get rid of the AWP. No funny business here. Can actually buy one into the next round, I guess. And funnily enough, the AK drop here. I would. I mean, the money's not.
Then why wouldn't you save the AWP?
Yeah, I don't know. It does seem like he's made that decision short-sightedly, and then, you know.
Counter-terrorists win.
It's a fair point, but at the same time, it's a weird sort of middle ground that he's gone with, I guess. It's like, oh, if I die, then they'll get the AWP, but I also want to save. So, yeah, I'm not sure. But like I say,
it is a last round.
Dropped here.
It is
That's
a last
also
round.
true. That
so, you know, XANTARES could have dropped an AWP anyway. That's exactly what ends up happening. And with this, I guess it's the same at the end of the day, and you had a higher chance of getting an exit frag with an AK, maybe. I don't know if I believe that, but I'm just trying to rationalize it, you know?
Yeah, it's one of those decisions, isn't it, where, like I say, you maybe relied on your instincts a bit too much, but at the same time, he's 1v4, he doesn't really know where anyone is, so perhaps that's what you have to do. And then turns out, no one around me, so, you know.
Indeed.
Could have put it in a nice spot for safekeeping instead of throwing it out the map, maybe.
Yes.
Come on now, Woxic. A lot of utility used here on this T side for not very much gain, I have to say. Short control, however, XANTARES is the final boss here in the sewers, gets the first double peak, and they will get him, and Calyx. Needed that support to maybe be a bit stronger. However, they have indeed noted that the A-bomb site much, much weaker. A quick scale up into this A-bomb site. And I mean, they are here so damn early. There's no way for the win, you know, can be ready for them to be this deep. In fact, bomb going to go down, of course. They hear all the utility, but imoRR is so deep right now. A great spot for him to cut this round out here and now.
When Diaz dies and airstrikes reveals his position, there's no way that the A side had anyone, and you can see that's why they've gone for these aggressive positions. Woxic finds Story in the meanwhile. Suddenly, FTW, their plan has gone completely on its head. Flashbang out for the repeat, but it's not enough. arrozdoce trades 1-on-2 now. Woxic to end 7 rounds guaranteed for Eternal Fire. They make it a comeback, but can they go all the way in the second half? Find out after a short break.
Broken bones and a bloodstained flame. Open road and nomadic plains. sacred ground. Burn that flag and a king is crowned. Coming to get ya. I'm coming, I'm coming. I'm coming to get ya. I'm coming to get ya. I'ma bring it in the firefight.
Straight back into things we go. A rocky start makes our predictions, well, my predictions of less than 10 rounds before the win, look a little bit foolish. Question is, can Eternal Fire close things out, though? Because FTW looking pretty damn good.
Still time, my good man, if you are indeed worried about those predictions. I think, 2 rounds for the win have got to secure. Of course, in their minds, they've got to get 8 more. Eternal Fire will be looking to deny that away. It all starts here. See what the game plan is for Eternal Fire. We got aggressive out on A, 4 on B to start with. When are the rotations going to come in, though? Because it's actually an A hit for the win.
They are not going to know that fact for a little while, though. 40 seconds is generally how long it takes to get over towards an A site, with like some stops on the way and whatnot as well. But they've actually circled back to toilets to make sure of that. So you can see they're going to be... Oh, XANTARES. Careful about that one. There are P250s on the other side, so it makes a little bit of sense that you end up going there. XANTARES quickly traps out, gets a quick punch in as well. DDias is going to be peeking forward. The pistol master. Can he actually be the master of the XANTARES beast that he is? Grenades lined up. XFloud and Calyx both chucking this out. You jerks, goodbye. Retake setup looking good already.
Yeah, the idea was there, wasn't it? He got off the plan. I mean, they're even struggling to get the bomb down now as well. But that P250 is doing so much work. 3 quick kills. Arrozdoce going to trade out. It's now just XFloud against 2. He's found the head of the first very quickly indeed. DDias has not got that bomb down. And XFloud with 3 so far has a lot of room to work with and could get the drop on him. DDias does not seem to be watching bank here, and XFloud is repositioned beautifully, snuck under the radar to just about clutch up that pistol.
Story gets a triple. XFloud one-ups it, gets the quad. Wow. Really looked like the P250 had turned things around, but no, not quite.
Yeah, that is pretty clean. Also pretty clean from XFloudy. Yeah, we love those walk into the crosshair click head plays.
Yeah.
Always looks good, especially on the USP. Most satisfying gun in the game, perhaps, when it comes off like that.
imoRR peeks out quickly, just decapitates arrozdoce. XANTARES is going to keep on fighting in from connector as well. Grenade over just to make sure he doesn't get rushed. imoRR's here to provide him backup and cover his behind. You know, whenever I say the word behind like that, I just think of an actual B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a habit, isn't it? It's kind of a classic for casters where it's like, you say like defense, offense. You know, when actually the word's defense, like, you know. But it just sort of rolls a bit cooler, doesn't it, when you split the word up like that?
Yeah. Well, you know what else rolls a little bit cooler? P2K on Woxic. He is rolling over their heads. Might even be another one making its way over. He wants to do it in style.
One of 5 players, I think, still on the P2K at this point.
Indeed. And he doesn't mean in the pro scene. He means across all of Counter-Strike.
Yes. I don't know. You get an extra bullet, I guess. It sounds kind of cool. But it doesn't sound as cool as the USP, so that argument definitely beaten out by the other pistol available. Nonetheless, he gets a good number of kills with it T-time, and that's really all that matters. Eternal Fire moving up to 9. Not the best of buys, you know. 2 FAMASs, only the 1 M4, a scout. Scout's tough, bro. In a 4 spy, I love it. I love a rush forward from XANTARES. What the hell? Okay. Respect, right? And that is another, that's like the anti-LAN player. It's like, surely the pressure's on here. He's not going to just sprint through his own smoke in the first 5 seconds of the round, but that's exactly why he's done it. XANTARES is too smart, and yeah, it's a clean opener. Maybe not the most conventional way of getting it, but he's out, he's alive, he's still healthy, and a bit of info to boot as well. Eternal Fire off to a strong start.
And now even the boosted up angles, XANTARES is, oh my god, he's clinical. He doesn't even drop. He doesn't even drop. If he gets this ice, it's against a full gun round. Hell, if he gets his quad kill, which he already has, it's still impressive. Like, what the hell, man? Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Won't even die.
Oh, and Calix is taking first face, and XANTARES wants this face. He's gonna get it. There you
That's
are.
called a good friend right there. That is a good friend. Calix, hashtag true support.
That is glorious, though. And you know what? Well, even if it hadn't paid off so well, if you're watching, you're a bit of a, you know, aspiring pro player kind of thing, playing in your ESEA Opens and that, this is exactly what you need to do in a bonus buy. Right? Go for something crazy. Go for something unorthodox, because look at how good that is now, man. One rebuy, of course, or maybe the drop of, you know, a gun from XCloud, something like that. But either way, the money has stacked up so high, especially on that CT side. We talk about the conditioning. It's super important. You've now got into the heads of your opponents with a play like that. It's silly, it's a bit ridiculous, but it works. And part of the silliness is perhaps why it works, right? So you really, really have to find those types of rounds, and I am a massive fan. You see a lot of teams, they go on the bonus and they just sit there and they just kind of, you know, maybe they'll walk into our setup and we'll get them. And it's like, my MP9 failed against the AK. Well, of course it did. But XANTARES takes that round into his own hands. You've got room, you've got time, you've got money to do it, so get it done. And you see the effect, right? They now have exponentially grown their money and the lead that they have, and it's really going to be hard to break down the CT side.
Okay, he's not doing it again. Oh, thank God.
Yeah. But they're expecting it, aren't they? You know what I mean? They're expecting something. They've got a player sat on the stairs. They've got someone out in playground. We're 30 seconds in, and it's a very slow walk in from for the win. And again, they're giving a lot of control and just sort of back to that Eternal Fire side. Calix going to win out on the MP9. Traded quick, though. Let's see what For the Win can do with this for him.
I don't know if this is going to be a 4-4 for a long time. Woxic seems to have found a timing. Yep. You jerks. Great start to the game, not so much following it up, though. Has already had a cold hand for the past few. arrozdoce as well, just hoping that someone gets aggressive, someone peeks into it, but with 45 seconds, even Eternal Fire isn't about to be crazy enough to peek into Monster, surely not.
Smoke down for XCloud. imoRR, first face. Oh, it's a double face, in fact. Beautiful hold here. arrozdoce and Story. arrozdoce's managed to maybe creep in here into the double. He is so damn blind as XCloud. That is certainly a blunder, but they've got the men to work with, of course. XANTARES maybe has to check himself here. He's gotten one on the trade. Needs to be careful not to go down. Great nade. The return not so good. arrozdoce hears him drop. Just misses out on the opportunity. Will go down those XANTARES. However, it's all for Woxic above the smoke. It is a valiant effort at the recovery, but they are not able to take it over the line.
Yeah, arrozdoce is, again, one of those players who I mentioned we need to keep an eye out for. And Vertigo didn't look like he was finding that much action because of his role as a lurk on the B-bomb side. But over here you can see he is giving them hope. But hope is truly a little bit of a cruel mistress, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Thanks.
taken away. Well, I mean, I can't disagree with you, mate. It gets taken away pretty quickly, doesn't it? You know, we've all kind of been there a little bit, unfortunately. Not to get too dark and depressing on the. I mean, the weather is beautiful outside, so we'll stick with that kind of energy. But yes, and certainly in such a short amount of time, where you know you kind of build yourself up. It's the peaks and troughs. It's the peaks and troughs, and especially sat there watching it, they're doing it, and then denied at the very last hurdle. imoRR.
Oh,
Looking to get aggressive. Look at the speed of his crosshair. He will be traded out, and again, he's deep in, so that's one thing, but the even trades are really going to benefit this T side.
Thing is, I know he's saying it benefits. I know he was saying it benefits the CT side a little bit, but there is an entirely empty prong of assault on A in long, but Diaz doesn't explore it yet. If he starts going forward, you could see the pincer actually coming into play potentially. Unfortunately, though, he's going to reveal his position with the lurk smoke. Of course, he can't see everything we can. 25 seconds. Molly's down. You're not going to be able to move in until about that 20 mark. Flashes are there, but shouldn't be blinding anyone at all with the positioning of the CTs. Kalex is momentarily blind, actually, but he'll be able to swing out soon enough. Drops one, can't transfer for the second.
Unfortunate. And of course, the lurk does its job beautifully. Down goes XANTARES. So there's really no chance of coming back into this one. Woxic just going to try and get out of here with this AWP. Still plenty of cash for the CT side. Looking to put a pin in it. Got timeouts. I would take one here for the win with a nice little round, but it gets kind of weird, isn't it? You know, the decisions, like you said, from Eternal Fire left a few too many gaps, right? And of course, kind of comes down to that 1-for-1 again, where they have to split, and they're you know, not full strength on either side.
Terrorists win.
Eternal Fire are not going to be too fast economically until after this round, should they lose this one. Even there, I mean, if they save 1 or 2 guns, they're fine. They're good to go. But this is definitely the opportunity for the win to start turning things around yet again. Look, let's not forget it. And they did have a very good first half. A lot of that came down towards individuals who are not performing right now, and that can change very quickly. Oh, no. No. Are you... XANTARES! He's got the bomb! They don't even know where he is! Huh?
How did he get away with it? And once again, it's those LAN style plays, man, where, you know, teammates talking in your ear, getting used to the volumes, all those nades early on, just not ready for him. And he did a very similar thing on Vertigo, right, until they kind of cracked it. He just kept playing in and around that pesky little corner, in and around the smokes to find some of these early rifle rounds. And once again, he's going to make you forget a couple rounds there where he didn't really do it, and now he's back to it, you know, and it was so successful last time. But you're like, surely, right, he's not doing it anymore, guys. He's not just playing like a crazy guy. But XANTARES, his brain's massive, honestly. And his
So
aim's also
is,
pretty big.
yeah, I was just about to say that. So is his aim. I mean, that second kill on towards the player out from long was super impressive. I'm so flabbergasted he does that.
I mean, why not, mate? You still got a little bit of money in the bank, right? If you go down super early, it's annoying, but it is certainly recoverable. And you got the rounds to play with. Why not? Why not?
Guess.
Get in their heads. And now, you know, the payoff is massive, as you can see. 14 should be sorted here. And then it's an eco, by the way. So 15 should be sorted here. So we'll see. I think they might just have to fight for the next round, to be honest with you. See what they can find. imoRR, looking what he can find. It's a double. 4 versus 2 now. AK and a Galil still standing, so certainly got to be careful. XFloud, though, in and around this smoke he's thrown. We'll get 1. There's the trade instantly. 3 surviving. Beautiful stuff. 14th round. And like I say, the buy is indeed here. A little dodgy for some of the players, though. You can see DDias overspent in the previous round. So we'll see. But yeah, Eternal Fire, I mean, just going through the motions, should be able to clean this one up, take it 2-0.
They've put themselves in a position to do that at the very least, and with how intimidated FTW must be feeling after the kind of plays that Eternal Fire are making, now with the double up out, the double op out with all the money in the world as well. XANTARES now, time for him to shine again, perhaps. He's got 2. Player with a nade in his hand isn't useful for FTW, but it's still only a 2 for 2 imoRR in the meanwhile. Is hoping to exploit the fact that they might think there is no connector player as a result of a lack of XANTARES. However, the thing that FTW have to be careful about is that he doesn't just find the bomb. Now, he does actually end up moving back towards connector. They're prioritizing the B side for now, but that could change. XFloud has utility as well.
Yeah. imoRR's still got a lot left.
Oh
they're in a really good spot.
His timing's going to be perfect. Michael, his timing's going to be perfect. They can't afford to have one player watching the back. At least that's what they're going to be thinking right now. With... Oh, man. imoRR just goes in there. Grenade forward as well. Agil! Almost brought down by the utility. Fake out on the bomb plan all you want, Agil. You're a breath away from death, and I can hear the oxygen pumping through imoRR's veins. He is feeling good.
Yeah, I think in story would maybe hear if anyone was creeping up behind him. It's not going to be the case. Perhaps just out of range again. Land sounds up for story. To keep them alive, he tried to move up to a higher level with Zor. Didn't quite find it. This would be a hell of a round, but just too much noise. Patience from XFloud. Calyx will swing out and take him down, catching him looking the other way. And here we are, 15-9.
Am I going to end up being right anyway?
It looks like you might be, mate. Looks like you might be. Maybe we should have had a little gentleman's wager at the start of this half, but no,
of course not. Because, look, at the end of the day, I still have to respect what For the Win did in the first half. They looked dominant. What's happening over here on D side is just a lack of experience against the kind of players that Eternal Fire are. The kind of disrespect that can even be had. You're never going to face this in another game. As is the simple fact of the matter. Now call's been made, B-side is the destination, but the real destination is the grave. XFloud and imoRR to deliver, but turns out this graveyard fools both sides. 2 for 2 trade for now.
Plan coming in. Quick flank from XANTARES. Certainly a winnable retake here for the win, and absolutely needs to be, but spam just coming in. Calyx going to find both of them. I mean, they, you know, had to make a play. Arrozdoce trying to get deep as well, but no one giving him anything over here. I think he's been spotted now as well. Mac 10 in play, and XANTARES will take his head clean off. That is that 2-0 secured in pretty dominant fashion, and, you know, you were right. They don't even pick up 10 rounds. It was mighty close, but unfortunately for the win, they will be knocking down to that lower bracket. Eternal Fire, look, they had to work for it. CT side there of For the Win, definitely looking better, but not enough. 2-0 secured, upper bracket secured. Eternal Fire will take it 2-0. We'll catch you after the break for the breakdown.